What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy B-KASH back with another video. Well, actually not really. I haven't posted in a while. And you guys really haven't heard my voice in a while since like the Duke Dynasty days. I will start that back up, but we're here with my 2019 NFL mock draft. Not ours. Can be ours. Never mind. That's besides the point. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get right into this video. Alright, so we're getting right into it. First overall pick, I have the Cardinals taking Nick Bosa. By the way, this is one with no trades, and I feel like the Cardinals should trade out of it, and more than likely will, because, well, I don't know. I mean, I feel the Jaguars trading up from 7-1 to take Nick Bosa. But this isn't my one with trades yet, so yeah. But Nick Bosa, probably the most complete player in the draft in terms of edge rushing, probably in terms of everybody. But yeah, probably the most talented player, the most talented player in the draft. And this would be a good fit alongside Chandler Jones. They really don't have anybody on the other edge, and they could go interior. I don't feel that Robert Nkedici is bad, but he's just like, other than that, who else? Second overall, I have Devin White to the 49ers. Now, I don't believe he's a second overall pick talent. He's bad on blocks. Like, I was watching his tape earlier today, because, I got to, most of the first round, except for him. And yeah, I watched him today, and then I just saw him getting shoved around. It's like if somebody gets in his pads, it's a wrap. He's not getting off of that block. But other than that, great athlete. I'll probably compare him to a Deion Jones, when Deion Jones was coming out. They have similar athleticism, honestly. Third is another player I don't think is a top 3 talent, and that is Josh Allen. Among tape study, I watched his yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I watched his yesterday, and he looked like he's not an edge rusher like everybody hypes him up to. He's not one of the best edge rushers in the class. He's pretty good in coverage though, but he's pretty athletic. But I feel like he could get molded into a pass rusher add pass rush moves like the Texans did to Jadeveon Clowney. Because he came in, he was beating people with athleticism, didn't have that many moves. But yeah. Next, Raiders, Clelin Ferrell. Some mock drafts that I've seen have him taking Ed Oliver. It really doesn't make sense because interior is probably the position they need the least on defense, probably. Maybe besides strong safety, because I wouldn't replace Carl Joseph. But, yeah. So, yeah, I just stuttered. What am I trying to say? This is your Khalil Mack replacement. He's not as good, but he's pretty good. I've seen him beat double teams pretty easily. He has a great burst off of the line. He might run a fast 40. You never know. Maybe 4.6, maybe. I just don't know. I feel like he can run a pretty fast 40. He has pretty good pass rush moves. He's very polished. He's not good in coverage, which means he'd probably just be a pure edge rusher. So yeah. Next up, I have the Bucs taking Jonah Williams. Now, Jonah Williams, he could go up. Maybe. But this is only my first mock draft. I'm going to do others after Combine. This has nothing to do with it. But still, tackle is something that they need a lot. DeMar Dotson, right tackle, he's 32, 33. That's not for your best interest in the future. And then you have Donovan Smith, who's on an expiring contract. I would probably bring him back just as extra depth to play behind Jonah in case of injury. But Jonah Williams would definitely come in and be a starter day one. as he is probably the best offensive lineman in the draft. Well, is the best offensive lineman in the draft. The Giants, at 6, I have taken Greg Little. And it's because I don't see them taking quarterback, because a lot of teams that need a quarterback but don't really need a quarterback, if you know what I'm saying, I feel like they should wait till next year with a better quarterback class. Because you got your running back of the future, get pretty good receivers. You could wait for you can wait till next year. You have Tua, from a Herbert, Jacob Eason. There's options next year. This year, there aren't that many options, except for Dwayne Haskins, who I have going right here to the Jaguars at 7. Dwayne Haskins to the Jags. I feel that Dwayne Haskins is the one missing piece. Not Dwayne Haskins, but a high caliber quarterback is the missing piece in Jacksonville. And Dwayne Haskins is definitely that. You know, pretty good quarterback. Next, I have the Lions taking Rashawn Gary. Hybrid edge interior guy. He'd probably fit better in the interior, but the Lions run a hybrid defense, and he's a hybrid player, so I feel like that's why that would work, and it'll be a good fit for him. Next up, the Bills take Quinnen Williams. He's probably a top 5 talent. Not probably. He is a top 5 talent in the draft, but he's slipping because the team needs. Like, none of these teams above him really need D tackle, except for the Cardinals. But, well, they don't really. Yeah, but except for the Cardinals. But Quinnen Williams to the Bills. Kyle Williams retiring. Starla Tuilei is like 32 years old, 31. 28, maybe. I don't. That's a long range. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think he's like 31, something like that. He's old, so the D tackle core of the future, maybe Quinnen Williams and Harrison Phillips. At number 10, I have the Denver Broncos taking Will Grier. I just hit my mic on accident. Well, not Will Grier. What am I talking about? I have Drew Lock. I looked at his tape, he's a pretty good quarterback. Some of the problems I have with him is that he goes on the move and throws on the run too much for no reason, and it's not that on target. But when he plants and throws, it's pretty good. So, yeah, that's the quick analysis that I just gave on Drew Lock there. At number 11, have the Bengals taking Jawan Taylor. They have a pretty weak offensive line. And, yeah, he would just fit right in. He'd probably start day 1. So, yeah, Jawan Taylor to the Bengals. At number 12, I have Deontay Thompson from Alabama. Safety. After the Clinton-Dix trade, they're in need of a safety. They also gave up Demarius Randall for nothing. Deshaun Kaiser. So they're in deep need of a safety and edge rushers, but in a class like this, you could really wait for an edge rusher. In my opinion, you could wait for an edge rusher. But a safety, well, I do have some pretty good safeties down the board, but I do have some pretty good safeties down the board, but Deontay Thompson's probably the best one. It's either him or, I'm not going to say his name yet, but Deontay Thompson of the Packers. At number 13, I have the Dolphins taking Ed Oliver. Some people have him like in the top of their drafts. He's not. Quinnen Williams is definitely the more talented D tackle at the moment. But Ed Oliver is a freakish athlete. He's like Aaron Donald with his athleticism at the position. He could run like a 4.7, 4.8 as a D tackle. And that's just insane, especially at he's like 290 something. Like 290 something at like 6'3", something like that. Just a freak athlete, but he's pretty raw in terms of his pass rushing maneuvers. He beats people with athleticism a lot. But like I said with Allen, you got another Jadeveon Clowney-like situation. He's a freak athlete for the position and freak athlete in general with the size and speed. Um, you could turn him into a monster. The sky is the limit with Ed Oliver. And at 14, I have the Atlanta Falcons taking Greedy Williams. Now, I contemplated them taking an interior guy. And that is because they don't really have they don't really have anybody else besides Grady Jarrett in the interior. What is it, Jack Crawford? That's their second best interior player. And Snead. I don't remember his first name, but yeah, the cornerbacks are weak too. But if you add Greedy Williams to that, alongside Desmond Trufant, that's a pretty good cornerback crew if you ask me. But that's only if you ask me, though. At number 15, I have the Redskins taking Kyler Murray. Now, the thing about Kyler Murray is that I don't think he's better than a Will Grier or a Daniel Jones. I just feel that the Redskins would end up taking him. I don't know why. Like, I know it's my mock draft, but at the same time, I feel like Kyler Murray will end up in a Redskins jersey. First round, second round, somehow. But yeah, I have Kyler Murray going to the Redskins. And then at 16, I have the Panthers taking Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, safety from Florida. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I wouldn't say his most natural position is safety per se. He's just a DB. He can play all over the secondary. Safety, free safety, strong safety, nickel corner, maybe a little bit of boundary corner. Nah, he's probably just in the nickel corner in the slot. And yeah, this would be a pretty good pickup for the Panthers as they have a pretty big hole at safety. What is it? Mike Adams, who's playing safety for them, and Eric Reed. Yeah, no. That ain't it, coach. Then at 17, I have the Cleveland Browns taking N'Keal Harry. Now, there's other needs like right tackle. Who's their starter? Like Sam Hubbard? Yeah, no, that's not good. But they have a good running back core of the future. Duke Johnson, Nick Chubb, smash and dash. Then you have cornerback. They have Denzel Ward. He was a stud. Great pickup at 4 last year. Then you could go interior, but I have them taking a receiver. Now, they really don't have that true number one because Jarvis Landry, he's more of a slot receiver. Antonio Callaway, he's not a true number one. But N'Keal Harry, that is a true number one receiver right there. And that's one of the missing pieces they have on their offense, that true number one. And I feel like N'Keal Harry can be that true number one receiver for the Browns. And that maybe could push them over the edge and bring into the playoffs because, in my opinion, they really could have been in the playoffs this year. They had some tough losses with missed field goals to the Steelers, the Raiders. They had that missed call fumble that got called back, and they lost to the Ravens. We could be looking at the Browns being one of the best teams, being a playoff team in 2019. Who would imagine the Browns being a playoff team in 2019 before the season? I thought they would be pretty good, but I didn't. They really could have been in the playoffs if it wasn't for bad kicking in like week 1 and 2, and yeah, they had some tough losses. Well, week 1 wasn't a loss; it was a tie, but they really could have won the game. You missed the game-winning field goal, but yeah. At number 18, I have Cody Ford to the Vikings. He needed an offensive lineman, and I think I forgot to put him in on the other slide. Like I think this is off sync, but like yeah. Yeah, it is off sync. But number 19, I have the Titans taking Ja'Kai Polite, edge rusher from Florida. You know, he's... I did have Brian Burns here, but I don't feel like he would go in the first round because his weight at the position is a concern, but he's very athletic. But this isn't about him. This is about Ja'Kai Polite. He's nothing special, honestly, but Brian Arakpo retiring, they need an edge rusher. So Ja'Kai Polite to the Titans. Then at 20, DeAndre Baker to the Steelers. They need a cornerback. They also need linebacker. I also thought about mocking Mac Wilson here, but honestly, their cornerback crew is very weak. Like, they have Mike Hilton, Artie Burns, and Joe Hayden, but Joe Hayden's like 31. No, he's 28. But Mike Hilton, it's Mike Hilton. Artie Burns, he's awful. He's been getting burned all season. And yeah, DeAndre Baker would come in and be a great shutdown man-to-man corner for the Steelers. And at 21, I have the Seahawks taking Yannick Kajus. Yannick Kajus. He's a pretty good offensive lineman, but like every year that everybody mocks a lineman to the Steelers, to the Seahawks, they never take them. And I guess they're just gonna rock out with a bad offensive line and Russell Wilson. I probably could have mocked somebody else here, but the pick that makes sense is Yannick Kajus. Maybe a Dalton Risner, but I'm going lower. But at 22, the Ravens take Josh Jacobs from Alabama. This is a great running back here. Good size for the position, has great balance, has pretty good speed. I wouldn't say that it's home run speed, but it's pretty good speed. You're never bringing him down with an arm tackle. He's really good. He does lack in pass protection, but other than that, there aren't too many flaws in this man's game. Then at 23, I have the Houston Texans taking Dalton Risner from K-State. Pretty good tackle. I feel like he has versatility. To play all around the line. What the hell? So look at his versatility to play all around the line. But he'll probably be a tackle for the Texans. I originally had Elgton Jenkins here because he can move around the line. Very versatile lineman, but Dalton Risner has pretty good versatility for a lineman too. I don't think he could play center, but probably like guard and tackle. Yeah. Raiders, I have them taking A.J. Brown here. After Combine, maybe this is DK Metcalf, or this depends on how fast Metcalf runs. A.J. Brown isn't my receiver number 2 at all. So DK Metcalf would be the pick, but I have to see how fast he's going to run. Because he's like, 6'3", 230. If he runs like 4'4", or like low... If he runs like 4'4", he may go above N'Keal Harry for me. Maybe. He's a beast. But at 25, I have the Eagles taking Byron Murphy. Pretty good cornerback. Probably would be in the nickel. Would be in the nickel. In the slot. Playing that nickel cornerback role. He's pretty good tackling ability for his size at 5'10". Yeah. Pretty good DB and would fit in well for the Eagles. They do have a lot of injuries, but non-injured, they do have a pretty good cornerback crew. But it still isn't that good, though. Colts, I have them taking Jonathan Abram, free safety, strong safety, DB, maybe even a linebacker from Mississippi State. Very versatile player on the defense. Can play all around the secondary. Can go in the box as a linebacker. He can hit hard. But sometimes he doesn't take the right angles to the ball for the tackles or not. Doesn't take the right angles to the ball for the tackle. Or he's torpedoing himself at somebody. Just full steam ahead. Just and yeah, he's a very versatile player. Then at 27, I have the Raiders taking Trayvon Mullen from Clemson. Very fast, maybe 4.3 speed. Very fast cornerback. He was pretty good in the national championship against Alabama. And yeah. And this is starting up the wrap up of the draft, the last couple of picks. Chargers, Dexter Lawrence. They have Brandon Mebane in the interior. And Darius Philemon. That's not his name. But still, Dexter Lawrence would be a great addition to this defensive front of the Chargers. You know, he did have the issue where he got suspended with the drug use thing, but it depends on what he tests at the combine. I don't think he's running that fast. He's a big dude. He's a great run stuffer. So, yeah. Next, I have the Chiefs taking Nasir Adderley from Delaware. Safety has great ball skills, good range. He's pretty good in man coverage. If he wasn't in the FCS, this guy would be in contention for the best safety in the draft. He still is, in my opinion, because like you're gonna see like the same thing from safeties, FCS or FBS. The range, the ball skills. It really doesn't matter where you play. You're gonna have to see that from a safety anyway. It doesn't matter the competition you're playing against. I mean, playing against a bad quarterback, well, not a bad, but a worse quarterback than an FBS quarterback can help that out. But amazing ball skills. He had that one-handed pick. I think it was against Towson. I think. But yeah, he has amazing ball skills. So, yeah. Next, the Packers have been taking Montez Sweat. Edge rusher from Mississippi. And I originally was going to mock Zach Allen here. I don't know why I didn't. Probably should have done that. But Montez Sweat from Mississippi, pretty good edge rusher. I didn't dive that deep into his tape, so I can't give you a breakdown like I do with some other players on here. But, yeah. 31, I have the Rams, because I have them losing the Super Bowl. Mack Wilson, their linebacker core is not all that great with Mark Barron, Corey Littleton, and yeah, their linebackers are not all that great. So I have them taking Mack Wilson from Bama. Would be an instant upgrade because he's probably the most complete linebacker in the class. Not the athlete like Devin White or anything, but he's a very complete player, a very sound tackler, pretty good in coverage. Yeah. And I have the Patriots taking Noah Fant, possibly replacing Rob Gronkowski. Rumors say he may retire, and you need that next man up. Noah Fant, an amazing athlete at the tight end position. Maybe could run faster than Evan Ingram. We just don't know. But this is why. This is the first mock draft, and the next one is coming after the combine. That's a while from now that I think about it. I think. When does the combine start? I'm going to have to look that up. But it was your boy B-KASH with this mock draft. I hope you guys like it. Something different that I've never done on this channel. I hope it gets perceived well. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy B-KASH, and I'm out.